Mr. Pelé, good evening. Nice of you to join our program. We have understood that you have discussed the future of football with Johan Cruijff. You have met Johan Cruijff before, haven't you?
Oh yes, yes. It was a big pleasure to me to meet him again. As you know, we are good friends for a long time.
Yes. What did you discuss with him? Were there any conclusions from your discussion about the future of football? What did you talk about?
Yes, of course, everybody worry about the future of football because now we have a big controversial about the referees, about the number of games, about all the rules who has now, about the money who are involved in the sport. But I think we all know if you have a good administration, if you have good players, always you will have a good spectacle. And we discussed today more or less about this. Sometimes we talk about the rules because some people think to use the TV for a certain problem in the game, to decide certain play.
Are you opposed?
My point of view.
Are you opposed to that?
Yes, yes, not opposed to that, but I think football is not like the race car or the track race with a horse, where you stop the play. When the finish, you have a line to decide. Then you see on TV. Football, we have one experience with the play where the ball hit the post and get down. You don't know if you go inside or outside. How come you're going to stop the game to watch on TV to decide if it's goal or not?
Okay.
In this situation, is very, very tough. And Johan Cruijff has the same idea.
You also were talking. Sorry to interrupt you. You were also talking about the very many games that are being played nowadays. Is that a threat? Do you see that as a threat for football?
Oh yes, because the number of games, the players who normally play in abroad, the player from South America, they all play in Europe. The Brazilian player, the Argentine player, the Holland player, they play in the other team. When they have a many games, to get the team together, to practice, to training, affect that. That's one of the reasons Mr. Bratter, he will work to get all the official tournaments, not the tournament who you have here, like you have all over the world, just to make money. I think the FIFA should have, the list of official tournament. Then you avoid a lot of games.
Last year, Mr. Pelé, during the World Cup in France, you said you hoped for a final with Holland. Why was that?
Yeah, unfortunately, Holland, lost for Brazil, but it was a beautiful game, a tough game for Brazil. Brazil won in a penalty kick, and then I said before, and a lot of newspapers in Brazil, a lot of journalists, they got mad with me because I said Holland and France was better prepared in Brazil in the last World Cup.
But what's your opinion about Dutch football? Do you like it?
Oh, I like it, of course. Everybody knows I like it because the style of the game, the school of the game, is the same school of Brazil, the same style of Brazil. It's a beautiful game, open game. This is the game who everybody wants.
Yes. Well, would you say that the Dutch football is perhaps a little bit more disciplined and more like as being taught by a teacher, whereas the Brazilians play more like artists?
Oh yeah, no doubt. If you see, almost all the players from the Holland team, they know how to play. We have the style. Now, when I say we, is Brazil and Holland. We have the style to play for win, to play for. We don't have a style to play as English style or Italy style to play always to mark, to don't lose the game. We have a different school. And I think that the school that people look forward to see.
Mr. Pelé, you're known to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all times. Do you see any players at present who are or could be the world's best?
Everybody, the people ask to me, you know, who gonna be the new Pelé? I think very difficult be the new Pelé. It's like you say, who gonna be the new Beethoven? You know, who gonna be the new Frank Sinatra? Who gonna be the new Miguel Angel? You know, who gonna be the new Pelé? It's very hard to
well, let us put it this way.
I think the one. I think the one who come and they score more than 1,000 goals, beat 3 World Cup, beat 2 with the team, beat the first World Cup with 17 years old. After all those records, then you say, okay, this one is the new Pelé.
Okay, so we should consider that you are the best player of all time, because you know that nobody will ever beat that. But who is your favorite player of the moment then? Is that a Brazilian player? Is that possibly Rivaldo, what we think here in Holland?
I like good. I like, but before to answer you that, I'm gonna tell you, maybe you have a better than Pelé, but like Pelé, no more, because my mother and my father closed the machine. Okay, but today, today I think we can say today in a moment, you know, we can say Rivaldo is one out of the best players, because he play very good. He play as a midfield. He construction the play, he score a goal. I think he is in good shape in the moment.
Are you looking forward to the game of tomorrow?
Oh yes, of course I am here. I wish to see a good game. I am sure. Sometimes the people say, "Oh, Holland doesn't have a, you know, David that doesn't have a 2 or 3 good players." But it doesn't matter, because always is a difficult game. No doubt. Even if it's a friend game, always is a beautiful and very hard game. I think this is a game I wish to see.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pelé, and have a nice game tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much to all of you.